Question number 17. The rate of increasing of the length of each of two sides in a triangle is 0.1 centimeter per second. So we will consider the two sides A and the other side B. So we can say dA dt equals dB dt, each equals 0.1 centimeter per second. Okay, and the rate of increasing of the angle included between them is 1/5. The included angle is C. So we can say DC. Okay, consider the measure of this angle is theta. So d theta over dt equals 1/5. Its unit is radian per second. Okay, then the rate of increasing of area of the triangle at the instant when the length of each side of the triangle is 10 centimeters equals. Okay, now what is the area of the triangle? The area of the triangle is, consider it A equals half A B sine the included angle theta. It is a rule. Okay, this is the area of any triangle equals half the product of two adjacent sides multiply the sine of the included angle. Now the required here is to find the rate of increasing of the area. So the required here is to find dA dt. So here we have three variables, A, B, and theta. So dA dt equals half. Here is the derivative of the variables with respect to the time. So it will be dA dt, the derivative of the first, and we keep B sine theta as a constant, plus A multiply dB d theta, dB dt sine theta dot sine theta, plus AB, the derivative of sine theta with respect to the time. It will be cosine theta dot d theta dt. And we close the bracket. Okay, now the required is to find the dA dt when, back to the question, when each side equals 10, each side of the triangle, each side equals 10. So the triangle in this case, the three sides are equal. So it is equilateral triangle, and the theta will be 60 pi over 3, right? Right. So we substitute dA dt equals 0.1, dB dt also 0.1. We substitute d theta dt equals 1/5, and the theta equals 60 degrees. It is pi over 3. In the next step here, so it is equal half times dA dt equals 0.1 multiply 10 multiply sine pi over 3 or sine 60 sine 60 plus A, it is 10 dB dt 0.1 multiply sine 60 again. Okay, let's correct it. Multiply. Okay, multiply. The third term, A, it's 10. Multiply 10 again. Multiply cosine 60. Multiply d theta dt equals 1/5. And we calculate this value. So dA dt equals half times 0.1 multiply 10 is 1 multiply sine 60 √3/2 plus 10 multiply 0.1 equals 1 multiply sine 60 another √3/2 plus 100. 10 multiply 10 equals 100. 100 multiply cosine 60. Cosine 60 equals half. So the result of this part equals 50. Multiply 1/5, which equal 10. And the result will be half multiply √3 plus 10. Okay, so we'll calculate it in the calculator to find its value. Half multiply √3 plus 10. The result equals 5.9 approximately, or 5.866 equals 5.86. Okay, here is a solution in letter D. Next question. Question 18. The volume of the solid generated by revolving the region bounded by the curve y equals x square and the straight line passed through the 2 points 0 and 6, 1 and 7. A complete revolution about x axis equals cubic units. So we have this is a part of the quadratic function here, and we have a straight line passing through the 2 points 0 and 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here, 0 and 6, and the other point is 1 and 7, 1 and 7. It will be here, and we'll draw this straight line here, passing through the 2 points and cutting the curve at another point. Okay, the revolution about x-axis. So first we we wanted to find the points of intersection of the straight line here with the curve. Here we have 2 points. It's very important to find the points of intersection. We have y1 equals x square. y1 equals x square. It is the equation of the curve. Now we wanted to find the equation of the straight line, which passing through the 2 points A, 0 and 1 and 6, and the other point B is 1 and 7. The equation of any straight line passing through the 2 points, consider it, it's the rule x1 and y1, and the other point is x2 and y2. What is the equation of this straight line? Is y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The right side here equals the slope, okay? So we have y minus y1, consider 6 is y1, 6, over x minus 0, it's x1 equals y2 equals 7, so 7 minus 6 over x2, it is 1, minus x1, it is 0. So y minus 6 over x equals 1 over 1. Cross multiplication, we have y minus 6 equals x, and then y equals x plus 6. It is the equation of the straight line, and I'll consider it y2. y2. Okay, don't forget, we want to find the points of intersection. So put y1 equals y2. It means y1 it's x square equals x plus 6. So x square minus 6 minus x minus 6 equals 0, and we factorize it. It will be x minus 3 multiply x plus 2 equals 0. So x equals 2 equals 3, or x equals negative 2. So this is the point of intersection. When x equals 2, negative 2, and here, and the other point is here, negative 2 and 3. Okay, and this is the limits of integration. Okay, and note that the straight line whose equation is y2, it is above the curve. So the volume generated by revolution equals pi integration from negative 2 to 3. Okay, y2 it is above y1, so we write y2 square minus y1 square with respect to x. Here is the revolution about x-axis. So the integration will be with respect to x. Okay. So the volume V equals pi integration from -2 to 3 y2 square y2, it is the equation of the straight line. It will be x plus 6 all square, okay, minus y1 square. y1, it's equation x square, so it will be x power 4. So the volume V equals pi integration from -2 to 3 x plus 6 all square equals x square plus 12x plus 36 minus x power 4 dx. Now we'll use calculator to find the value of V. Okay, so we write pi shift here, integration x power 2 plus 12x plus 36 minus x power 4 from -2 to 3 equals 500 over 3 pi. over 3 pi, and this result at letter D. Okay, next question. If y equals y here equals sine x plus sec x, and x equals 3 pi z. The required here is to find the dy dz. Okay, equals the derivative of sine x is cosine x. Note that here it is the derivative with respect to a z. And y is a function in x, and the x is a function in z. So it will be using a chain rule, equal dy dz equals dy dx dz. Okay, equals dy dx is cosine x plus the derivative of sec is sec tan, sec x dot tan x. Okay, it is dy dx dot dx dz. We have x equals 3 pi z. 3 pi is a constant, so dx dz equals 3 pi. Now we want to calculate dy dz when z equals 1. When z equals 1. When z equals 1, so x equals 3 pi times 1, which equals 3 pi. Okay. Now dy dz equals cosine x. Instead of x, we substitute x equals 3 pi. So we have cosine 3 pi plus sec. Sec, it is 1 over cosine, right? So we have 1 over cosine 3 pi dot tan, it is tan 3 pi itself. So tan 3 pi all multiply 3 pi, and you calculate it on calculator. So we write here cosine 3 pi plus 1 over cosine 3 pi multiply tan 3 pi, so it is equal negative 1 multiply 3 pi, so here is 3 pi, okay? The result equals negative 3 pi, and you choose letter B, letter B. Okay, okay. Question number 20. Here we have f of x equal to 3x minus 2, then f circle f dash of 1 equals. Okay, now we have f of x equals 3x minus 2. Now we have two composed functions, so f circle f of x, okay, equals f of x. That is the meaning of the composed of two functions. So it is equal f of x, but f of x equal to 3x minus 2. So instead of x, I'll write f of x. So we have 3 f of x, okay, minus 2. Step by step. So it is equal 3. What is the value of f of x? It is 3x minus 2, minus 2 again, minus 2, minus 2, minus 2, which equal 3 multiplied 3, it is 9x minus 6 minus 2. So f circle f of x equals 9x minus 8, 9x minus 8, and now we will get the first derivative. Again, f circle f dash of x equals 9, okay? The required here is to find the f circle f dash of 1. So f circle f dash of 1 equals 9. It is constant function, and the result will be in letter C. Question 21. Here we have the integration of absolute x minus 1 dx from negative 1 to 3. From negative 1 to 3. First, we start with the definition of the absolute value function. Okay, absolute of x minus 1 equals, we have two branches here, negative x minus 1 or positive x minus 1. Here, when x minus 1 is less than or equal 1, is less than or equal 0, less than or equal 0, okay? And equals here x minus 1 when x minus 1 is greater than 0. So the absolute value of x, the absolute of x minus 1 equals negative x minus 1 when x less than or equal 1. Okay, and I can write this part in this form. Okay, negative x plus 1, and the second part is x minus 1 when x is greater than 1. Okay, okay. So here we have the integration from negative 1 to 3. Here actually we have two parts here. It is from negative 1 to 3. But we have a change in the definition of the function when x equals 1, right? So I write 1 here, this one. Okay, in this part from negative 1 to 1, it is less than 1. The function will be in the form negative x plus 1. And from 1 to 3, we have another definition, x minus 1. So we will divide this integration into two parts. So the integration equals integration from negative 1 to 1 plus another integration from 1 to 3. From negative 1 to 1, the function will be in the form negative x plus 1, of course, with respect to x. You can put a bracket or not, no matter. Okay, from 1 to 3, the definition of the function will be x minus 1 dx. Okay, and now we can calculate this integration using calculator, and we will go to calculator to write these two parts of integration. Result equals 4. Equals 4. 4, it is letter C. Letter C. 21. The result equals 4. Letter C. Letter C. Letter C. Next question. Question 22. The volume of the solid generated by revolving the region bounded by the curve y equals 3 minus x and x equals 0, y equals 0, a complete revolution about x-axis equals space. First, I want to represent this straight line. Y equals 3 minus x. So when you draw it, first put x equals 0 here. So y equals 3. 1, 2, 3. And choose another point when when x equals 3. 1, 2, 3. When x equals 3, y equals 0. Okay, so the straight line here will be this straight line. Okay, which passing through these 2 points. Okay. So when you make a full revolution about x-axis, so the generated solid will be a cone, here, passing through this point and 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, like this. And we have, this is the base, like this. Okay, but of course we'll use integration. The integration, it will be from 0 to 3, because here we have the revolution about x-axis, x dash x. Okay, here we have y dash. Okay, the volume V equals by the integration from 0 to 3. What is the equation of this straight line? It's 3 minus x. 3 minus x all square. Okay? dx. And again, we calculate it using calculator. Of course, this part it is y square. Okay, y equal to 3 minus x. Okay, we substitute. Here we have 3 minus x. 3 minus x all square from 0 to 3. And don't forget pi. I'll write it later. It will be 9 pi. 9 pi cubic unit. 9 pi. Oh, yes, it is the solution. Now, question 23. Question 23. 2 ships move from the same point on the same time. The first ship in the direction of east with velocity 60 km per hour, and the second in the direction of south with velocity 80 km per hour. So we have from the same point, consider this point here, and we have 2 ships. One of them moves to the east here. First we have the 4 directions. The first move, here we have W. The first ship in the direction of east here. In this direction, and the second in the direction of south here. In this direction. Okay, I'll consider the first here is x and y, and the distance between them at any time is z. Okay, and I'll write z here. Okay, this is the direction of the first one, and here is the direction of the second ship. Okay, so we have dx dt equals 60 km per hour, and dy dt equals 80 kilometer per hour. What's the relation between X, Y, and Z? Here is the required the rate of change of the distance between the two ships after 2 hours. After 2 hours. So we must write the relation between X, Y, and Z. Here we have a right angle triangle. So Z square equals X square plus Y square. And Z equals square root of X square plus Y square. Okay, so dz dt, it is required. Then the rate of change of the distance between the two ships after 2 hours. So the required is to find the dz dt. Here it is equal, the derivative of the root equals 1 over 2 the root 2x square plus y square multiply the derivative of the quantity inside the root, of course with respect to t. So the derivative of x square is 2x dx dt plus 2y dy dt. Okay, now the required to know what is the value of each term here after 2 hours. After 2 hours, so x equals 2 multiply 60, which equal 120, because we have dx dt equals 60 kilometer per 1 hour. So after 2 hours, x will be 120, and y equals 2 multiply 60, which equal 2 multiply 80, which equal 160 kilometers. Here also we have kilometers. Okay, and we'll substitute in all of this fraction to find dz dt. So dz dt equals, here we have 1 multiply 2 multiply x, 2 multiply the distance after 2 hours, it will be 120, multiply dx dt, it is 60. From the beginning of the question we have dx dt equals 60, dy dt equals 80. So we substitute here, multiply 60 plus 2 multiply y, after 2 hours it will be 160 here, multiply dy dt, which equal 80, over 2 square root of x square, it is 120 square, plus y square, it is 160 square. And I'll go to calculator here to find the value of this big fraction. It's 160 square, and the result will be 100. So dz dt equals 100 kilometer per hour. Okay, 100 kilometer per hour, and the solution will be in letter A, and go to question 24. Here we have y equals ln tan x, then dy dx dy dx equals, of course, 1 over tan x multiply the derivative of tan x is 6 square x. So when to simplify it to find one of these results, it is equal 1 over tan is tan is sine over cosine, so 1 over tan will be cosine x over sine x. Okay, 1 over tan is cotan, and the cotan equal cosine over sine. Multiply 6 square. 6 square, it is 1 over cosine square x. So it is equal 1 over, you can simplify here 1, and here we have cosine x, right? So in the denominator we have sine x, cosine x. So the result equals 1 over half sine 2x, which equal 1 over half equals 2. Here is 2x. So 1 over sine 2x is cosec 2x, and the letter N, letter B is the solution. 2 cosec 2x. Okay. Question 25. Here in the opposite figure, f of x equals gx minus 3hx. So f dash of x, f dash of 5. First we write f dash of x. F dash of x equals g dash of x minus 3h dash of x. You know that g dash is the slope of g, the slope of the function g in the interval which contain 5. So in this interval, okay, in this interval here, so I'll consider the 2 points here. The first point will be 3 and 1, and the other point will be 7 and 5. 7 and 5. And this point is 7 and 0 here, and the other is 3 and 4. So g dash of x, it is the slope of the curve g of x in this interval, I said, from 3 to 7. The slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which equal 5 minus 1 over 7 minus 3, which equal 4 over 4, which equal 1. Okay, it's the value of g dash in this interval from 3 to 7, and h dash of x, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. It is the same. Where is the curve of h? It is from 3 to 7. So we have 0 minus 4, 0 minus 4, y2 minus y1 over x2 7 minus 3, which equal negative 4 over 4, which equal negative 1. The required here is to find f dash of 5. So f dash of 5 equals g dash of 5 minus 3 h dash of 5, which equal g dash of 5. Here we have g dash of x, it is a constant, equals 1, always equals 1, minus 3 multiply h dash of 5, also negative 1, and the result equals 4. Negative 3 multiply negative 1 is 3, plus 1 equals 4. And we choose letter D. Letter D. Okay, next question. Question number 26. It is in integration. Integration of cosine power 99 x sec 100 power 100 x with respect to x. So it is equal the integration cosine, it is 1 over sec. So we can write 1 over sec power 99 multiply sec power 100 of x dx, which equal the integration sec power 100 over sec power 99, which equal sec. We have sec dx. Okay, what is the integration of sec? To make this integration, we multiplying up and down by here, multiplying by sec plus tan, sec x plus tan x, dx over sec x plus tan x. Okay, I want to put it in a standard form of integration. So it is equal the integral of sec multiply sec, it's sec square x plus sec tan over sec x plus tan x with respect to x, right? Now the numerator is the derivative of denominator. Okay, what is the derivative of sec? The derivative of sec is sec tan. What is the derivative of tan? Is sec square. So the numerator is the derivative of the numerator. This is a standard form of integration. So the result equals ln absolute the denominator sec x plus tan x, of course, plus the constant of integration. And we choose letter D. Yes, letter D here. It was question 26. Okay, now question 27. Here, if the point 1 and 12 is the inflection point to the curve of the function f of x equals ax power 3 plus bx square. They're required to find the 2a plus b. Okay. Again, we have the point 1 and 12. It is an inflection point, so it is belong to the curve of this function. So when x equals 1, we will get y equals 12. So we can substitute in this form y equals 12. 12 of what? A multiply 1 power 3 plus b multiply 1 square. So the first equation is 12 equals a plus b. The required here is to find 2a plus b, not a plus b. Okay, we use the information about inflection point. Okay, there is inflection point, or you can say 1 and 12 is an inflection point. It means f double dash of 1 equals 0, because we have 1 here. It is inflection point. So f dash equals f dash of x equals 3ax square plus 2bx. Okay, and f double dash of x equals 6ax plus 2b. Okay, again f dash of 1 equals 0. F dash of 1 equals 0. So you can say 0 equals 6 multiply a multiply 1. So we have 6a plus 2b equals 0. Substituting x equals 1. And there is an inflection point when x equals 1. It means f double dash of 1 equals 0. Okay, now we have two equations. We will solve it quickly using calculator. Mod 5 1, and we write the coefficients. Here we have 1 and 1 and 12. 1 equal 12 equals. Now the coefficient here 6, 2 and 0. 6, 2, 0. Okay, so a equals negative 6 and b equals 18, and we write it. We have here a equals negative 6 and b equals 18. The required is to find 2a plus b, right? 2a plus b equals 2 multiply a. What is the value of a? It is negative 6 plus b plus 18. Negative 12 plus 18 equals 6. And the result will be in letter D. Now question 28. Question 28. We have y equals negative sine x. And the required is to find the dy, d2y dx squared plus y. So we find y dash, which equal negative cosine x, and y double dash, second derivative, equals positive sine x. So we have y double dash plus y double dash plus y equals y double dash is sine x plus y plus negative sine x, and the result equals 0. And here is the solution at letter D. Okay, question 29. An empty container, its volume equals 45 centimeter power 3. Water is poured in it at a rate 5 cubic centimeter per second. So dV dt equals 5 cubic centimeter per second. The container becomes full after. So the needed time T equals 45 over 5, which equal 9 seconds, of course. Okay, now question 30. Limit e power 5x minus 1 over x. Okay, multiplying up and down by 5, what we get? We get the limit equals the limit equals multiplying up and down by 5. So we have 5 multiply limit e power 5x minus 1 over 5 here 5x as x tends to 0. Okay, up and down, up and down. What is the value of this part? It is equal 1. So equals 5 multiply 1, which equal 5. And the result will be in letter A.